Hey, welcome back. My name is Dave, and this is Dave Plays Minecraft, my Let's Play survival world on Minecraft Bedrock. This is episode 14, and today we're going to cut down all these trees. We're going to harvest some pumpkins and some bamboo back there, and then we're going to head back over to the corner and we're going to build a garden because it's a much needed addition to the farm, to the village. We need to have something to grow food and eating carrots, and I need to be able to harvest a lot more. So I'm going to build an efficient garden back here. And I say efficient because this garden is going to be built in such a way that all the crops will grow at their exact fastest rate. Like there's different methods that you can plant crops in Minecraft, and there's one in particular that'll cause the crops to grow in the fastest way possible. So that's what we want. We want the crops to grow, and we want to be able to harvest them pretty easily. There's no redstone, there's no complicated mechanics involved other than how the crops grow. So I'm going to get to chopping up down trees, chopping down pumpkins, chopping down bamboo, and all that fun stuff. And then we'll get over there and we'll build that garden. All right, so just hang tight, and I'll be right back. Hey, and that's all done, so we can get right back over to the garden and get started. So let's head on over there. Wait, let's sleep first because the sun's going down. But I think what I need to do is I'm going to assemble a little book here while we're waiting for the sun to go down. And the idea behind this is, if you don't know what this is, the book and quill. So you have an ink sac, a feather, and a book. I've already crafted the book. So let's go ahead and grab this. We'll put the extra feathers back in there. There. Let's see what time it is. Oh, it's time to sleep. All right, let's sleep so we don't get phantoms. It's been a while since I slept. So, all right, so the book, what we're going to do with that is we're going to open this up and we're going to write in the book. We're going to put, let's see, to do list, right? And right here, we're going to do number 1, and we got to think of some things that we're going to do today. So the first thing I was going to do was get supplies, right? And I did that, right? So the second thing is to build a garden. And the third thing, if we get to it, is finish the ARMOR armorer. Is that how you spell armorer? House. Right? And then we'll just close it. We're not going to sign it. We're just going to close it. We're just going to use this little notebook to keep track of what we're doing. And I'll write in that book from time to time and add more things as as I come up with ideas. If anybody suggests ideas in the comments for the village, then we can add stuff to this and we can work on things. So this is where the armor house is going to be, and it needs to be finished so we can get the armor over here. I also need to finish the inside of the toolsmith's house as well. Now, if we might get to this episode, if we don't, then next episode for sure we'll be working on the houses, and we may build a few more back there in the very back of the village as well. But anyway, let's get over here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to address the lighting situation. Now, for crops to grow efficiently, you need to have them growing in the dark as well as in the daytime, and that requires light. So they have to have adequate light in order to grow. So we're going to solve that problem. Now, I've got these torches in the little holes here to kind of indicate where light goes to start with this pattern that I'm going to show you. But at the same time, I don't want torches in the ground, and I don't want them above ground either, because if you imagine a torch every so often, right, and you're running through here harvesting crops, you're going to break your torches as you're harvesting. So we don't want to do that, and you don't want to fall in the hole either. So we're going to use jack-o'-lanterns. So to do a jack-o'-lantern, first we have to carve the pumpkins. So let's just stretch these pumpkins out here on the ground. Then we're going to use shears to carve the pumpkins. Okay, that's it. All right, good. That shear is almost broken, but I've made a second backup shear. So we'll just start here, and we're just going to run on top of this. We're just going to hold our button down. We're going to go this way, and when it breaks, if it breaks, haha, it didn't break, but it's almost there. It's almost done. That's good, though, so I have spare shears. Let's pick up all these pumpkin seeds. We can always use these to expand our pumpkin farm later. Okay. And I'm gonna need to figure out what I did with my axe. I may have broken it when I was cutting down trees. Let's see, do we have extra axes? Well, we got plenty of hoes. Oh, let's harvest up our carved pumpkins. And the stone axe. So slow. So then we're gonna take our carved pumpkins and we're gonna go into our crafting table. And we're gonna add torches to those. Hopefully I have enough. Well, I've got 16 torches on me. Might have to make a few more, but for the purpose of demonstrating how to make this farm, we'll have enough. Okay, go ahead and eat. There's always something to do. All right, so I got a few more supplies, I dug a few more holes, and I want to show you something if I can. Let me just get over to my other screen here. So now what you're seeing is a picture that shows you the layout of this farm. So in the bottom left corner, you're going to see the number 1. So that's going to be that back left corner that I'm going to start on. And then we're going to go to the right, and on the 5th block, you see there's a light. Then you go to the 13th block over, and there's a light. So all the orange blocks are lights. The blue blocks are water. You have a legend in the top right corner there. If you want to, take a screenshot of this so that you'll always have it. I looked on the wiki, and they've changed the wiki, and it's not there anymore. So I might be the only person that has this. But anyway, this is going to give your farm the adequate water hydration and lighting using a minimum number of lights and water spaces. So the rest will be for crops. And we can go from right to left with the farmland, or we can go, from the bottom to the top. It doesn't matter. We'll see whichever works out the best in the long run. And I haven't made this type of farm in quite a while. It's been a few years. So bear with me as we try to get this done. But I'll be referring to this image as we build this farm, okay? All right, so now in the legend it says use torches, but I'm using jack-o'-lanterns, so that way we can just run across the top when we're harvesting. And obviously we want to make sure that we fill in those holes with water, but also I'm going to put some stairs in there so that way we can, walk across those as well. But anyway, so if you were looking at that screenshot, this is the bottom left corner of the farm. So this would be block 1. And we move here, we've got to the right, that'd be 5. And I need to go grab my supplies out of the chest. So I have my jack-o'-lanterns that I've made, and I made a few more. I also have my water bucket, so we're going to grab that as well. All right, so we're going to start here, and I've got to pull up that image on my other screen real quick here so that I can see it. Okay, so lights. I'm going to do the lights first. So we're going to start with this one. We're just going to go down this way. This is block 13. And then this is block 21. And then over here, we've got, this is row 25. So you do need a space that's at least 25 blocks wide. But I also have extra room for the path that goes around it and a fence to keep animals and other things. I had an iron golem, and I didn't want him in here trampling stuff. But unfortunately, the golem is no longer with us. But I think we'll get more later. Anyway, so what we're going to do is, this pattern's pretty simple. If you were looking at that screenshot, it's basically a water source block, and then like 4 blocks in every direction is a light from that, which is kind of how I remember the pattern anyway. Let's just go ahead and get the water put in, and then we'll do a light. We'll do a light. So now we've got a water source with lights around it. And then it's going to be the same right here. So we have a water source right here. So I'm going to run over to this infinite well. I'm going to grab another bucket of water. We're going to drop that in. Grab another bucket of water. And this is the tedious part where you've got to run back and forth and get buckets of water. If you looked at the image I had on the screen with the farm layout, it only has 6 water sources, but I've added an extra at the end here. So if we go, that's going to be a light. This is going to be water. And then this is going to be a light. And then I added another one down here. So we're going to have a couple more water. 3 more water spots to be exact. So that's a water, then that's a light. And this is a water, then that's a light. I guess I could be putting the lights in, huh? Let's do that real quick. Let's drop all the lights in where they go. It's kind of easier to see once you get a couple of waters in. This will be a water. Let's put a light here. Oops. Let's get rid of that. I hope this is making sense. I'm not trying to confuse anybody, but this will be a water. This will be a light. If you follow that pattern I put on the screen, you'll be able to do this. I promise. This is not hard. It's just like light, water, light, water, light, water. You just go right across the thing, right up the rows like this. And then this is the light. And this is a light. And this one here should be a water. And that one's a water. Let's grab some water. And water. And then, oh, where's my shovel? And right here on this row, I guess I didn't get all the holes in the ground, did I? That's a light. And then this one will be a light. And then this is kind of where it stops. And I'll fill this in, and this will just be a path later going around the entire perimeter. So now I'm just going to kind of walk around and take a look and see if I've missed anything. Let's get rid of these torches. We don't need these anymore out here. Okay, so if I come back over here, let me grab my scaffolding. And we'll just start like, I can't put it on that path block, but maybe the corner. We'll climb up here and we'll get an aerial view of this thing. All right. So it was kind of sideways, diagonal, but you can see how it just, that you've got the lights and then water, light, water, light, water. And then over here, same thing. So you got these main rows that just alternate all the way across. And then you've got the ones in between that just have lights. We need to put a light back in that corner over there, just like I did over here in this corner. So there'll be 3 lights on this side, then there'll be 3 lights over on that side. So that's the last one I need to do over there. And then we'll put in the stairs. I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. So let's run over here. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th block. And all I need to do is just grab one of those with pick block. All right. So now we have those lights in place. I'm gonna eat. This is like my very first tutorial, by the way. Don't give me a hard time, all right? No, feel free to tell me what you think in the comments. So we've got a stair step here. So these are going to be what's called waterlogged stair steps, and I'm just going to keep them all facing the same direction just for uniformity. We'll go at it from this direction here. And you can just run right across them. Oops, that one's upside down. Make sure we put that in there. The right way. Okay, now the reason I did that, see, you can just run straight across these. You don't fall in. But we can still see there's water in it instead of just having a slab. So that's why I chose to do that. And did cobblestone just because, it's in the ground, so why not? So there's a little bit of water here. And the next step is to use up all these hose. Maybe. I really don't know. Let's start with the ones that are already used. We'll see what happens. I don't want to run back over here, so I'm just going to grab them all of them. Okay, now according to the diagram, the crop rows go this direction. So on the diagram, it says, if you're looking at a screenshot, it was green and brown rows. And so this first row here, let's see, I gotta look and see where I'm at here. So this is the starting row. It goes 1 all the way over here to 25. And it's a brown row. So they were calling this a dirt row. So just put in dirt. And then the green row would be wheat. So that was their example, but we're not going to do that. For this farm, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just till it all up. We're going to turn this all into farmland, and then we'll plant our crops. Now you see the finished product here. I did have a couple of path blocks that got destroyed on this side. You can see it turning to grass over here because it's too far from the hydration. So let's just fix these right quick. There we go. All right, so now we have farmland. It is hydrating itself. Soon it will all be nice and dark. We're going to fill in this well over here. Turn this back into a path as well. And to be honest, I don't need this chest over here anymore, so let's go ahead and get rid of it for now. Okay, so now that I have all the crops harvested, all I've got to do is come in here and plant them. So let me go grab those and I'll be right back. All right, so I got the crops necessary to plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant wheat. So we need seeds. So we got the wheat seeds, and we're going to do carrots. Later up, I may switch things up and put something else in, like potatoes. But for now, I'm just going to do wheat and carrots. Now, the idea here is that in order to make the crops grow efficiently in Minecraft, like it takes a while for crops to grow. Everybody knows this. So if I just plant a big field of wheat right here, or a big field of carrots, you're going to see like they're going to be growing in spots. Like some carrots grow faster and other carrots just take forever, or wheat or whatever. But if you do it in rows of alternating crops, it doesn't matter which way we go. We can go this way or we can go this way. I think according to the diagram we looked at, they run this direction, and I'm okay with that because I'm going to enter this garden from right here. So I can come in here and then just farm these rows this way. So I think this first row right here, we're just going to go with the carrots. So we're just going to run through here, plant this real quick, and then the second row we'll do the wheat. And by planting alternating crops in rows, Minecraft will cause the crops to grow at their fastest possible rate, along with being fully hydrated and enough light. So you meet those conditions and the crops will grow really fast. You can already see this one's growing faster than the rest. It's a little bit taller than the others. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and alternate these all the way across. We'll time lapse that. I'll be right back with you. And there we are. All right. So, all the crops are planted in rows, alternating between carrots and wheat seeds. So we'll grow the wheat and the carrots. You can see, look how fast this stuff's growing already. All right. So it won't take long at all. As long as we're in range within the simulation distance of the world, which this one is just like my realm. It's set to 4 chunks, I believe. But if I'm over here cutting down trees, I mean, a chunk is 16 blocks by 16 blocks. So this is definitely within the 4 chunks. If I'm pretty much, I don't know, anywhere in this vicinity where the pumpkins are, to the trees, to building the houses. So crops are going to grow. Look at this. It looks great to me. And since I'm going to need more carrots to eat, I mean, I do have some carrots left now, but I'm going to need carrots over at the mine. I need carrots over here. Just doing carrots for now. It's easy enough, and we're still just getting started on this world, so carrots are going to be great. Wheat's going to be good for a few things, but primarily I think what it's going to be is trading with the farmer villagers. So we'll have a farmer villager that can buy carrots from us, and we'll have one that can buy, I think it's either wheat or maybe both wheat and bread. So anyway, we'll be able to sell those things for emeralds and then buy the gear that we need to go do other things. But anyway, that's how you make an efficient garden. Ideally, I'm going to probably take half of this, like maybe from here that way, and do carrots and potatoes later instead of carrots and wheat, but we'll see how it goes. I think I can, once I get an oven going, like one of those auto cookers, we can put potatoes in it and get XP from it. That might help with some enchanting and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see if I go that direction or not. But until then, we've got a garden, and I think it looks really good. It's very functional, and it'll be all nice and lit up at night. Look at this. We've got some wheat growing right here. It's getting kind of tall. But anyway, and that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for hanging out. If you got something out of it, if you learned something today, please consider giving this video a like. And if you're new here and you made it this far, please consider subscribing. It'll help the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate you. You can find all my links at darkwingdave.com or in the description of this video. But that's going to do it for me today. I'm Darkwing Dave, and I'm out.